This is our chicken coop and it currently holds our 7 chickens. However, it's not without fault. There are certain things that I love about this chicken coop and certain things that I don't. I'm gonna go over the ins and outs of all of this chicken coop and run setup, tell you what I like, what I don't like, and what I'm fixing next. We currently have our chicken coop attached to a 13 by 10 foot chicken run. And honestly, it's a work in progress. We'll focus on the outside stuff first. And one of the things I do like is how easy this run went up. It's a cheap one off of Amazon, and it took me and my family a couple of hours just to put this thing up. However, that's the problem. There's a reason these things can go up in a couple of hours. They're pretty flimsy. This thing is basically a sail in a windstorm. I've actually taken off the protective tarp because we were supposed to get 50-mile-an-hour winds the other day. However, that didn't happen. I'm going to do a lot to improve this bottom here, but one of the things is this is not predator proof. If something was hungry enough, they can definitely bend this wire back and get right under here to come in and get your chickens. Also, the stakes that come with these things are absolute junk. I bought those on Amazon to help with this, and even they're not doing a fantastic job. If you build an exterior coop like I have, separate from the run, you're going to have to figure out a way to get the chickens from the coop to the run. This is not the proudest moment, but what I've basically done was created a circular tunnel out of chicken wire and secured that directly to the coop so that the automatic door can go up and down. Speaking of the automatic door, it's been a game changer. I have this thing set to 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. and I'll adjust it as the days get longer throughout the summertime. But this thing opens and shuts at those times to keep the chickens safe at night. It takes a couple of seconds to close, and if a chicken gets caught here, it won't hurt them. It stops right where it is. This is battery powered, so you'll have to check the batteries from time to time. The chickens love the ability to go in and out throughout the day. A downside to this door is if your chickens are young like ours, they haven't really figured out that when the door shuts, it's tough to get in. The other day, it was about 20 degrees outside, and one of our chickens was standing here squawking because the other 6 were inside. She couldn't get in. And she was having some troubles figuring out how to get back into the coop with her buddies. Luckily, I have something inside the coop that helps me monitor the chickens when I'm not home. All of the stuff out here, this was my wife's idea. From a level platform to storage cans for food and bedding, we have it all out here. She even has pots that we're gonna eventually put flowers in to pretty this place up even more. Not a top priority on my list, but it is on hers. Like I said, because we're constantly in this thing, we have a canister for pine shavings for bedding, and we also have one for food storage. She even decided to add a chicken mat. Now we'll open it up and see what the girls are doing. One of the first things I realized is that they like to get their bedding in everything. So I've actually hung their feeder from the roof so that it's up off the ground just a little bit. Another thing they were constantly getting their bedding in is their waterer. So I decided to purchase this waterer from Rent-A-Coop and hung it from the side. These little bowls are great because they never really run out. As long as your reservoir is full, those little bowls will be full. And they're up off the ground enough so the chicks can't put bedding in there as well. A problem that we ran into early was the cold nights. Here in Pennsylvania, it gets down pretty low at night in March. It got down to about 20 degrees the other night, and I didn't know how to keep these chickens warm. So I ended up adding both a brooder plate as well as a regular red light heat lamp for the chickens. I have it secured with a clamp at the top, and the chickens actually use the post sticking out as a roost. Our chickens love to roost on that top roost as well as the bottom. Many nights I'll check on them and they'll be lined up along this top roost all together, all 7 of them huddled up, keeping each other warm. The best piece of equipment and tech that I've added to this coop is right here. I have a Ring camera hooked up so that I can watch these birds when I'm not home or throughout the day, just to see what they're doing and to see if they're eating or sleeping or whatever. Another thing I added was this little monitor right here. This goes straight to my phone and lets me know when the temperature is either too hot or too cold in the coop. Going around the outside here, my wife added hooks and solar powered lights, which makes the coop stand out pretty nice at nighttime. I added a weather strip here to keep the snow and ice from going inside the nesting boxes under here. So in my previous build videos, you saw that I built 2 nesting boxes. I also built a third compartment to house various items. In here I have the tarp for the run because I took it off because of the high winds. I also have mealworms and treats, grit for the chicks, and things like that all stored right here so I don't have to walk to the garage or somewhere else to get it. I highly recommend building in some storage in your coop. It makes life a lot easier. As far as the actual run is concerned, we have things in there to enrich the chickens. We have a stump that they can jump on. We have swings. We have a roosting bar that they often play with, but this is where I would start my improvements. If I were to do this all over again, there are two things I definitely would have done. One would be a custom run. These things are great if you need something fast and easy to put up, and that's what we needed here. Plus, we weren't quite sure where we wanted the coop to be. We weren't sure if we liked this spot or not. So the first thing I would have done is build a fixed run for the chickens about the same size. This is supposedly good for up to 24 chickens, and we'll never get anywhere near that. So I would definitely stick with a 9 by 13 foot or 10 by 13 foot run for our chickens. And the second thing I would have done, made the coop bigger. Actually, I would have changed it to where you can actually walk in it. I think that would have been a lot better for storage of food, storing food and bedding, and just hanging out with the chickens inside. I think I would have liked to have a compartment where you can walk into and you're completely in the coop right then and there. Don't get me wrong, I like this. This is easy for cleaning things out. I can pull a wheelbarrow right up to the door, scoop everything out and take it away. But I'm constantly either half in or half out when I'm dealing with the chickens. On the list of things to not get, it's one of these watering cans. It may seem like a good idea, but the chickens tend to kick their debris in there and you have to clean it out constantly, especially when they're in a brooder. So the next thing for this coop is going to be a different foundation. I plan to put a bunch of sand in here followed by mulch so that the chickens can scratch freely. They seem to be happy, they do scratch. They do chicken things out here. But one of the things that I want to just improve upon is making this floor a little better for them. So that's it for the coop tour. Let me know if you would have done anything different, and if you have a similar coop setup, I'd love to hear your ideas. It might help me improve this here. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the Oaks.